I'm Nicole King, and this is Marbella Now.
Halfway twisted, you've been out of shape, and you feel.
Welcome back to the program. I'm delighted to be here at Umbrella's Bar and Barbers once again at the Marbella Arena, aka the Bullring in Nueva Andalucía. It really is heartwarming to see so many businesses opening up and people beginning to realize that this is open. Free car park, well, free car park if you go to one of the bars and restaurants because you get a 3-hour pass. So it's really a good setup and well worth a visit. This is Boy, by the way, seeing if I can bring him into the program. He's a bit young, so he's a little bit active. Try not to get distracted because my first guests this week are very interesting. They've come from Toronto, they're set up here on the Costa del Sol, and thanks to Luke Hill, we get to meet them. And they actually do something quite different to most people here in the Costa del Sol with their Wicked Château. So, Shlomo and Aurora, welcome to Marbella Now.
Thank you for having us.
Well, as I say, I really knew nothing about you. Then Luke mentioned that you'd opened up this business and that you'd like more people to know about it. And I actually knew somebody very closely who opened up the King's Castle discotheque there back in the 80s. And the chateau has been many things in the past, but I don't think it's ever been what it is now. So when Luke told me about the project, he said it's a little bit hedonistic, and I replied back, what does that mean? So it turns out that that kind of means, well, as you call it, a lifestyle club,
Right.
but it's a swingers club.
Yes and no, but yes.
Well, it's we call it we describe it like Marbella best kept secret. It's a private club, operate like it's a castle that we converted in a nightclub. Plus we have an outdoor pool and a jacuzzi and all kind of facility. I wouldn't call it swinger because we have all kind of customers, members that coming to to experience different fantasies. We do have swingers coming, but we have single ladies, selected single gents.
It's something that personally I know absolutely nothing about the genre. I have friends who have clubs in England of a similar nature, not the same from what I understand, with the great setup that being on the Costa del Sol offers with all the outside pool facilities. But I didn't even read 50 Shades of Grey. So for me, when I was going through the website, and it was like, oh, it's like so many people, and obviously this is, and I agree with everything, as long as you don't hurt anybody else, you're not interfering with anybody else. I think it's an absolutely fabulous concept that people can really just be themselves in a safe atmosphere, because that's, I understand, the underlying thing. It's a safe atmosphere.
That is the key message that we're trying to take out there. It's that's why we don't say it's just a swinger club. It's a nightclub where people can come and explore all kinds of different fantasies that they're into, or nothing at all. And I mean, some people will just stay in the dance area, and then some people will move on to the more private spaces where they can explore their sexuality. What we also focus on is female empowerment. So we always have more women than men, just by the fact that men have to be accompanied or by a lady or by a couple, and that encourages women to express their sensuality, to dress in a very sexy way, without the fear of being harassed or disrespected,
judged or
Right.
anything. Yeah, just be.
And
I mean,
yeah.
in a place where there undeniably are probably 18 women to every man, I would have to think that it's a great place for women to be able to go and, I don't know, just be able to have a little bit more fun than if you're on your own that you may be able to normally.
Well, it's definitely a place where women run the show, because the women decide almost everything, who does what, who plays with who, if they're even going there. And usually the boyfriend or the husband just follows. They're just too happy to be there.
It's a relaxed environment for everybody. It's very peaceful. People are coming to explore the fantasies. They put their own limits. And we have theme night, so it's an opportunity for the ladies and for the
Dress
guys
up.
to dress up with nobody judging them and explore their fantasy, dressing up like
Are
whatever
you
is the
two
theme.
a
no?
couple?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, I like this. You've been in Toronto. Is this where you're from? Give us a little bit of a background of you personally.
We're very much global citizens, but now we came from Toronto. So we were living there for 15 years. We had a club like this in Toronto for almost 12 years. We were the first ones actually to have a club, a lifestyle club of this dimension, whereby we had, a dance floor, we had play areas, we had private areas, fantasy rooms and all that. So we were the first ones there. And when they legalized in Toronto in 2005, the Supreme Court decided to legalize the whole concept of hedonism and swinging and the lifestyle. So we got a lot of media coverage
But
from
how did you
that.
two meet?
Oh, where did you meet? No, we meet in a gym. We meet
He
in a
was
gym,
my personal trainer.
Well, no, we in Toronto we hosted also film festival parties, and it was it was successful because we managed to get a lot of curious people, new people that wanted to explore and experience, and
Yeah,
they
but
have
I'm
the
trying
big
to explore a
conception.
little bit more about you guys, the people behind. I think like the
Yes.
concept. I think we've got that across. But I'm intrigued to know a little bit more about you guys personally. I mean, like
Personally.
to get into something like this is great, but obviously there must be a direction. Is it because you yourself felt that it was lacking? And I mean, you guys met in a gym. It was sort of quite a normal way
well,
of making
I grew up in Belgium. Okay, so I'm European background. I always had a open mind. So when we started being in a relationship, I always believed in non-exclusive monogamy, in the sense that I don't believe that you can be in a relationship with someone you marry somebody and you can be with them for 20, 25 years, 30 years because you love them, and that you can expect exclusivity on a sexual basis. So I didn't, and then from there on, we just continue to explore ourselves.
You sound like you have an
places.
Argentinian accent
Yeah,
when you speak Spanish.
I grew up in Argentina,
Okay.
in Buenos Aires, and we're the key of a relationship is a good communication and being honest. And the club actually is that like something that we're doing that for fun, and then it became like a full-time work. No?
Obviously, I mean, there were obviously people who are really grateful that there are places where they can be. I know when they opened up in a hotel in Estepona and things like that, in the sense that I do appreciate that there are so many people with different tastes, and I think if you've got a safe space where you can be yourself without bothering other people, bring it on. So I'm really delighted to welcome you guys here. How long have you actually been on the coast now?
On this one, 3 years.
Oh,
Because
so
we moved to Barcelona, and then after 2 years we came down here. Well, like we actually came to Marbella by accident, and we just fell in love with Marbella. But I did want to add something about our club, is that you don't have to be a swinger or into the lifestyle to attend any of the events. Sometimes you can just use the excuse of this weekend we have this fashion show or other themed nights as an excuse just to go there and just to be there, enjoy a drink, meet nice people, and you don't have to do anything.
It's like a Halloween party every week.
Yes.
Well, I have to say that I'm a Jewish girl who went to a convent, and although I have a wild look to me, I'm kind of not a prude, but I'm very keep things very much in line, and I'm very interested to actually go. And I know we can't record because that's something I thought was very nice. No cameras, no recording. It's all very private. But at the same time, I really don't. Even the words when Luke said hedonistic, like what does that mean? Like I have no idea. And I think sometimes it's nice to be able to ask questions because people don't dare ask because they don't know and they feel like we should know. And yet, even if we don't know things, it's nice to investigate and see what goes on, other worlds, what people are up to.
Well, I think that this is the thing. The first misconception of people who have never been is that, do I have to go there and do I have to get, naked and do things with other people that I don't want? And the answer is no. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to.
It sounds like a wild party.
It is.
Guys, I'm really delighted to meet you both. And as they probably more a threat than a promise that I'll ever show up. But for those of you who would like to get wicked, and there they are in the castle, Wicked Château,
Wickedclub.com.
Club.com. And you can't say we didn't get this week's program off to a swing. Thank you.
Thank
you for having us.
An absolute pleasure. Don't go away. We're back in a minute with more of what's going on literally behind the scenes in Marbella.
Hey, eyes wide, you feel it's gonna